So the whole game has leaked online. Physical copies in person, like it's just leaked. Assassin's Creed Shadows has leaked. I will say this: I think, and I do firmly believe this. I think they leaked it on purpose. I reckon they leaked it on purpose, and the reason why is their stock's up quite a bit. It's not a small amount, it's up quite a lot. If I go to 1 month, like it's it started. I mean, it's on the upward trend. This is the highest they've had for ages. Still not high, but yeah, it's the highest it's been for a while. So I think they've been playing some silly buggers here. I think they may have leaked it. Well, I can't confirm that, obviously. But pretty crazy stuff. So there's been full gameplay streams online, loads of spoilers. It's been a pretty major thing. Like that's huge. It's absolutely huge. They've obviously had loads of copyright takedown notices going around. But I don't understand how it's happened. So basically, physical copies of the game have leaked nearly a month before its release on March 20th. So the leak has led to widespread spoilers, unauthorized gameplay streams, black market sales, dealing a potentially catastrophic hit to Ubisoft's already precarious financial standing. This is why I think it's on purpose. How do you leak physical copies of the game?
Quick question: Is that entirely unprecedented? I've not heard of that before. Is that a thing that it gets done sometimes, or is this like a unique new phenomenon?
I've never heard of video games leaking before. That's not, but I'm not massively in. I'm not a gamer.
So I don't follow it.
Hey?
Games leak. Full games leak.
Oh, they do.
This is not. Yeah, it's not unprecedented. We had one in. Do you remember the Naughty Dog debacle with the?
No, that was plot points. That wasn't like the whole
gameplay.
Gameplay
footage, story elements, all of that. Visually leaked.
Physical game.
An earlier build of it. Yes, and then.
Really?
Yeah. We've had elements leak on many games before. This whole game only isn't really technically leaked. This is physical copy that's either in a warehouse or at a store that got early copies of the game that have been sitting in a back room. Somebody got access to them, grabbed a handful of them, and offered them up for sale. And that probably happens more often than we know. But this game is a much earlier build. We know that for sure. We know that this is getting a day one patch, which will refine the game substantially. It's an enormous game. I think it's 85 gigabytes. And
that's huge.
And it is it's just out there. I mean, the original version, or what they were going to release to us before they decided that there was too much backlash because of the dog shit they stuffed in it. They obviously we're getting a much different game than the person that's playing this game is getting right now, although they have seemingly played like 10 or more hours of this game. So
so we got this here, look.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at this, because this is apparently the leaks and tidbits from someone with a copy. Played 10 to 11 hours so far on a base PS5 in quality mode, extremely old build, can't even redeem the deluxe outfit codes that came with his disc, and none of the delay improvements have been added yet. He found all the main and side quests very interesting so far, has completed 8 main missions. You start as Yasuke, and after his intro mission, you switch to Neo, but 9 hours in, and he can't switch back to Yasuke yet, assuming the two protagonists haven't teamed up yet. There's a huge amount of mocap cutscenes. Important scenes are very good, almost like a movie, but other NPC interactions are weird, where their mouths don't move properly. Title card drops 2 hours into the game, and there is a time skip. Yasuke is with Nobunaga as his army invades Iga, where Neo lives. Neo's father gets murdered by 10 samurais with masks. Neo is led to believe that Nobunaga was one of those people. So when you're on the way to kill Nobunaga as Neo, There's a cutscene where Yasuke sees the hidden blade with the assassin symbol and he refuses to kill her. Later, in a cutscene when Yasuke is going to kill someone, he sees a hidden blade on his arm and asks, "What does this symbol mean?" And right before this man dies, he says, "If you find this girl with this blade, protect her and help her." And that's how they team up. Yasuke wants to know the way of an assassin. He needs a purpose in his life. He was once a slave with no family, no wife. He wants to learn from Neo. After the prologue, Neo plots to kill Nobunaga to avenge her father. He's working with Nobunaga. That is a purpose in his life. What the fuck? That's dumb. Neo plots to kill Nobunaga to avenge her father's death by teaming up with Akechi Mitsuhide. Mitsuhide lies to Neo that Nobunaga killed her family and you have a choice to believe him or not. The leaker chose to believe him, and Akechi then puts you on a mission to kill Nobunaga and plans to take over his army. However, it is really him and his clan, the Shin Bakufu, that killed Neo's family. I'm butchering all of this to deal with it. Everyone keeps calling Yasuke the Black Man, fitting since the Japanese had not seen a black person before. Yeah, that's perfectly reasonable. Yasuke in full combat armor makes enemies feel scared, like Jin Sakai when Ghost Stance is activated. Meditation minigame and flashback cutscenes. Game has lived up to his hype. Ghost of Tsushima with an AC feel with better stealth. Only complaint is that the dodging and parry mechanic feels way too slow. Game is well polished, and in 10 to 11 hours of playtime, no glaring bugs or glitches were encountered, or none that he could notice except one. He already said about the NPCs being shit. What? No hair customization like in Valhalla, but weapon outfit transmog is there. Feels nostalgic, reminds him of Revelations, and in his opinion, it's the best AC since Black Flag for him personally. 55 total trophies on PSN with 1 visit all cities on the map. But if this is an early... Do you see what I mean? It's an early build. It's not going to be the game that they release. To me, it seems all too convenient. What do you reckon?
Another quick question. Sorry, just for other people speak. What's the thinking behind that, though, Nate? How is it in Ubisoft's interest to do that? I mean, I know you did show that they're spiked a bit on their value.
So but... my logic, and it's only a guess. Like I don't know. This may not have even happened, right? But my thinking is that you release a very, very early build of the game. It's not the game that they're going to actually release, right? Because it's not. It's going to have a day one patch that will completely rework the game. But the anticipation for this game is at an all-time low. No one cares about this game. Literally no one cares at all. And this game needs to be successful. Like, it needs to be successful. So if they leak an early version of the game, it then gets people talking about it. It's like, it's a form of marketing, isn't it? And if it was the case it's worked, now people are reviewing it. You know, maybe this was strategic. You know, people are reviewing it and going, yeah, it's actually really good. But it's not the game you're going to play, though. So if this is an early build of the game, it's going to be wicked when you get it. Do you see what I mean? It seems a bit like, I mean, look, it may be tinfoil. Maybe I need to take off my tinfoil hat. But it just seems a bit like that. What? How much bad luck can one game have? Like, the odds are stacked against it in terms of all of these things happening by accident. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's say it is a form of marketing, right? Which I won't say isn't a possibility. What I will say is that this was a very poor idea because it's not going to upsell this game. They have been immediately shutting down anybody streaming this. They have immediately taken down and threatened people who have images and or clips from this game. So I don't see an upside if they're literally going out there and shutting it down immediately. It's not going any further. I mean, I was looking for, clips of the game pretty extensively. Smash JT was who covered the story yesterday or last night or early this morning, depending upon your perspective. Was hesitant to show anything because, they'll go after him on YouTube or whatever. So there's no upside. Nobody's seeing this. You're getting, a loose first-hand account or third-hand account or whatever you want to call it from this Reddit post. But other places have similar communications. There's kind of a network of people that are like tattletaling on anybody who happens to be playing this. So if they did leak it on purpose, an earlier build, and it did get out there, and it doesn't sound like it's overwhelmingly positive, based on your descriptions or this Reddit description, I don't see the upside. So all in all, this game is cursed. That's where I've landed. It's cursed. It was a terrible idea, start to finish. Instead of giving the people what they've asked for a decade and a half, is an actual feudal Japan version of Assassin's Creed, they gave us woke virtue signal feudal Japan with modern audience tendencies, and nobody wants that. I mean, look, we're gonna probably dive into this tomorrow on that gameplays live stream, along with everything that comes out of this, because this is another early and developing story, just like the Kathleen Kennedy one. So there's going to be more to talk about as we move forward. But games leak all the time. Early builds of games leak all the time. This particular build is odd disc. It's a full game, and it was the one that was sent to stores and warehouses for sale. This isn't the game you're going to get, though. That's just what it is.
Oh, what do you reckon, Bo?
Yeah, well, yeah, as you say, how unlucky can one game be? Well, it's not unlucky, is it? It's well, there's some unluckiness, but yeah, it just couldn't be more dogged by bad stuff. Again, I'll go back and play Assassin's Creed 2 on like my PS2 or whatever it was, and that's it. Yeah, some of the things that got leaked there sounded all right, didn't it? It sounded kind of good. They said some of the cutscenes were like a movie. You don't have to be the big black dude the whole time. It doesn't sound insanely crap, but yeah, it just seems. Well, if Ubisoft's share price went up by, did you say it was in the order of 9% or something within a day or something? Something like
over
that,
1 day, 4.9, 5 days, 9.46.
Right, well, that's not insignificant. I mean, it already fallen off a cliff, but still, that's not nothing. Yeah, I mean, will you buy it? Will you get it? Have you got a PS5? Or is it coming out on PC as well at the same time? I don't even know.
I've just got a PC. I don't. I'm not interested in it. I'm not. I'd sooner get Yasuke Simulator,
which is awesome.
Yeah,
that thing that was there last time.
I sound like such a middle-aged, boring person, but I read. I don't really play many games. I like read. I'd rather read a history of medieval Japan. Are you telling me you're 200 hours into that game?
You telling me you're not going to play Doom Dark Ages?
No.
You're not going to rip and tear,
No.
Mate. Got to get you on Doom Dark Ages. You'd love that, I reckon. That would be fun.
You being serious? It's really.
I'm actually being serious. Yeah, okay. Doom Dark Ages, I think would be sick. You know the Doom games?
Yeah. Go on. Yeah, I played the original ones where it's like on floppy disk. Played loads of that. Yeah, going back.
So you've not seen anything to do with Doom Dark Ages, then, have you?
I wouldn't have thought so. No.
Oh, mate.
But again, like I've got quite a lot of reading. Always a lot of reading to do to make content. I'm trying to write a novel, which is insanely time consuming. I just haven't got time, because when there's a game and you love it, you lose whole days in it, right? I've done that enough in my life where I play certain games and it's just like the whole weekend or a whole Saturday just goes like that.
This is Doom now, mate.
It's better graphics than the first Doom or Doom 2. I remember playing loads of Doom 2.
Oh man, I love a bit of Doom. I'm all about Doom. Doom's wicked. Just like, yeah.
I played loads of Halo. Like there's a number of games I've sunk honestly hundreds and hundreds of hours into each one, and I feel like I'm sort of poorer for having done it. If you know what I mean. Like, I feel like
just whittling away your life.
It was a waste of time. Like, how many games have you been really, really stubborn about that? I'm going to complete this game. I'm going to complete it. And when you do it, it's just like, oh, it's like the biggest anticlimax ever. It shows you an end screen or an end thing. And then you're like, oh, right. Yeah, I just wasted literally days, hundreds of hours, days of my life. And for nothing. You got nothing to show for it. Like The Sims. I remember playing The Sims on PC in the early 2000s, loads. Like building a house and everything. And like, why did I do that? Anyway.
Sorry. I distinctly remember
I can't justify it.
You got the guys to play Civilization with you. You were desperate to play Civilization. Sorry, I think there's a bias about what kind of games you play, good sir.
Yeah. My last thing that I refuse to sort of abandon is Civ 4. If there's anyone out there that's a Civ 4 fan, close to my heart. Yeah, I still occasionally play a bit of Civ 4. I played a little bit of it a couple of weekends ago, and like the whole afternoon went, like 6-7 hours just disappeared, and I hadn't done much in the game, and so I do still occasionally play a bit of Civ 4. That's about it though. I'm actually, because loads of games look good, right? That new game, like Cyberpunk, looks good. I would like to play it if I had endless time.
Yeah,
but I haven't got endless time.
Yeah, Civ still hooks me in. I have multiple versions loaded on my.
Also, new games, right? You need a decent PC, right? You need quite an expensive graphics card.
Yeah. I don't have any of that trouble, but like I said, I do enjoy Civ. All the Civ games, they're all loaded on my Steam for the most part. I do play 4 and 5 quite often, quite frequently. I wasn't a big fan of 6, and 7 is on the way if it's not already out. So don't know if I'll jump into that, but I do know this. I'm not interested in this game, but I have to play it for my audience. I'm getting the PC version. I do have the console, the PS5, to play it, but I don't want to lug my console in here. I'm going to leave it in the media room, and I'll get the PC version. So,
well, I won't be playing it.
No, I don't have a choice. I told my audience I would.
It's like that Cyberpunk. It looked good, and I'd happily sort of get into it if I had time. But then I need to have bought a PS4 or PS5, whatever it was, or a really decent PC. Like spend loads of money, like a couple of grand or something on a decent PC.
Be more than a couple of grand.
Right. And it's just I've got like a mortgage and bills.
So, well, I mean, I have to have a good PC for video editing, and it's the same. It crosses over for gaming as well. But I'm not a gamer. I very rarely play games, and I can't really play open world games, because if I play open world games, it will just consume my life, because I just wander off like Fallout. I just wander off and I just poodle around for hours. Like, I'm not doing anything. I'm not progressing the game. I'm just having a look. I'm just like, oh, this is interesting. I'll just walk over here for a bit. I'll just walk over here for a bit. And then before you know it, hours have gone. I'm like, this has just been a complete waste of my time.
One of the last ones I did that with was Red Dead Redemption 1. And I found myself just riding around on a horse, like not really doing anything. Like just enjoying the open world. And it's like, wait, it's like 2 a.m. and I've got to go to work in the morning. Like, what am I doing?
Red Dead Redemption 2 is the same.
All right. Yeah, another one. I was like, oh, I could easily just lose 500 hours on that. I won't touch it. It looks too good. Sort of thing.
Amazing. Well, there you go. Anyway, Assassin's Creed probably going to bomb. So yeah, it's leaked. There you go. We'll move on now, though. Yeah.